All right. Let's switch it to the NBA. New year. Let's start off with, based on what we've seen in 2021 and now in the early parts of 2022, who are your MVP favorites?
All right. So, I have 4 MVP candidates.
Wow. Okay.
4 of them tangs. Now, I'm going to start off with number 4. Very sleeper. I just have to talk about him. DeMar DeRozan.
Have 4.
At 4. Now, it's not mainly because he's my number 4, but he's the main one where I'm like, you have to be in this conversation because 2 back-to-back game winners
and plenty of 30-point games, 20-point games, high assist numbers. He's doing it all right now for the Bulls.
He's helping the Bulls a lot, and they're winning a lot of games, which is very important for winning MVP. So, based on that one record that he just had,
I'm curious who you have above him.
Game winners back-to-back. Got to put him in there. Now, number 3. I have Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is in there.
Averaging 30 points a game.
He just scored 39 last night.
Yeah. Brooklyn's in the top 3 seed.
Nets are winning a lot of games. But the only thing I have to fault on Kevin Durant is the talent he has on his team. So, most valuable player, yes, he's doing a lot for his team. But would his team win games without him? Probably. Not as many games, but they have James Harden on the team. So you kind of have to.
And they just got back someone that we'll talk about
a
little later.
Number 2, I have cooking in the kitchen, Steph Curry. Steph Curry is my number 2 because his team is the number 1 team in the league.
I cannot wait to hear who your number 1 is.
His team.
I cannot wait.
His team.
Let's see who it is. Go ahead.
His team is the number 1 in the league. And on top of that, he's carrying most of the offense. He has people that help him out a lot. Like I said earlier, Andrew Wiggins is making it to an all-star game. Jordan Poole as well. You're very interested who my number 1 is. Huh?
Go ahead, keep talking, because I'll talk about Curry too, but I want to hear who this is. But obviously, it's what I got.
Yeah, Steph Curry is he deserves to be in the MVP conversation. Now my number 1. He's been doing this for a long time.
Oh my God, I knew it. I fucking knew it. Go. I just cussed. Sorry, go. What is it?
You know, the offense goes through him. Defense goes through him. He's a winner, man. And I got to give props to him. His name is Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh, that's not what I was thinking. Oh my God. Let's go. No way. Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. My number 1 MVP is Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I'm so sorry that I judged you too soon, Travis.
I'm not always going to pick LeBron, man. Of course he's my MVP, man, but the Lakers aren't winning. If the Lakers were winning...
Honorable mention to LeBron, I even have to say.
Yeah.
Because he's had multiple 30-point games.
Yes. The Lakers are on a 3-game win streak. I think maybe even 4 now. But the Lakers are not winning too many games, so I can't give it to them. If they were even number 5 seed, he's my number 1.
Yeah.
Sorry. But Giannis, most valuable, you want to talk about most valuable. If Giannis does not play, who are the Bucks?
They have no identity.
They're one of the worst teams in the league. Without Steph Curry, the Warriors have a little something.
They have grown. These young athletes on the Warriors have grown into their own to step up when Steph Curry is playing down, which is what we've seen these past few games.
Yeah, but they'll still be kind of a trash team.
Kind of. But I gotta give them a lot more credit though. I think they'd be a middle ground playoff team with the way these bench players are playing compared to if Giannis went out.
But Giannis is definitely more valuable than Steph Curry is. So that's my number 1.
Wow. How people have changed. That is so...
2022, I'm a new man.
I'm so proud of you, man. Oh my God. I'm so sorry that I never judge a book by its cover. I will never judge you too soon ever again. You have surprised me, sir. Okay. I already mentioned LeBron James does deserve credit because if this Lakers team was winning, he would be at the top of my MVP favorites. But they're not winning, unfortunately. So I can't put him over these other guys. You already stated Kevin Durant. He is my number 3 as well. Again, Kevin Durant doing his thing. It's a Brooklyn team that definitely helps him out, especially with Kyrie Irving back. but he has definitely played at such a high level, and this Brooklyn team is doing so well that he has to be given a lot of credit for it. Number 2, Curry. He would have been my number 1 if it wasn't for this little slump that he's been having these past few games. Curry went absolutely berserk at the beginning of the season, getting that 3-point record, and just rolling from there. And now it's not even slowly. It's just peaked, and then these last couple games, just straight down. So, and again, MVP is an award that jumps around a lot throughout the season. Yeah. Then there's the All-Star break, and then we talk about who's the MVP there. So at this current moment, though, if it was the season to end today, I see one guy being number 1, and for me, DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan. I know Giannis, and I'm so glad that you put him there because he is an honorable mention for me as well. And the thing is, too, is I think the 5 that we mentioned are, in a sense, can be interchangeable.
Yeah.
They all make great arguments for MVP. For me, what makes DeMar the best case is not only the fact that he has been clutch for this team in the closing minutes, it's also the fact that DeMar DeRozan has been playing at a high level, not only scoring, but ball handling, defense, rebounding, and the Bulls have a top 3 record in the East right now. Actually, give me a second. I will check that for you. I guarantee you that the Bulls are actually number 1 right now. They are. The Bulls are standing number 1 in the Eastern Conference, and that's heavy thanks to DeMar DeRozan. Truly.
So no more Jimmy Butler. We're not talking about Jimmy Butler.
Unfortunately, Jimmy Butler has been hurt a lot of games this season. He's still injury prone. Had Jimmy Butler not been hurt, I swear, I guarantee you that Jimmy Butler would be in this conversation. I know he would.
Yeah,
but he's not. It goes to DeMar DeRozan. 26.9 points per game at a 49% field goal percentage in an NBA. That is crazy to think about. And this Bulls team is at the top of the East. It has to go to DeMar DeRozan right now, in my opinion.
It has to be discussed.
It has to be this for Travis. I know you mentioned great candidates. I just think for me, what he's doing, and this is a Bulls team that isn't as talented as many other teams. It's not as fully stacked to the top with like Brooklyn. It's not as deep as the Warriors bench.
Yeah, they don't have any player as good as Giannis either.
No.
But they find ways to win games, mainly because they all really care about playing defense.
And looking at this thing, we mentioned our 3 MVPs, 3 of them coming out of the East are all teams that are top 3 right now in the Eastern Conference rankings. And that's no mistake. That's no mistake. These teams are winning because of these players and their great play.
Yeah.
Let's talk about one of those teams, Brooklyn. Ooh. Now, Kyrie Irving, that son of a gun did it. He won. He decided not to get vaxxed. He stood his ground. And now Brooklyn has gone right back to him.
Man, I watched the game from beginning to the end. And Kyrie Irving, he's a one-of-a-kind player.
True.
There's nobody in the NBA like Kyrie Irving. Literally, he'll catch the ball. Maybe he gets a screen set for him. He's going to find an open shot within 3 seconds. And he loves shooting this mid-range. This mid-range has been something lethal now. And he makes the nets unguardable.
Unguardable.
There's too many guys out there that you can't guard. You can't guard James Harden.
Yeah.
You can't guard Kevin Durant 100%. And now you can't guard Kyrie maybe how often is he going to play? Once a week?
Twice. It depends on how the schedule works out. If they have a home stretch or if they have an away stretch.
Yeah.
He will definitely help on those away stretches.
Yeah, you better hope that you're not playing the Nets at home.
At home, exactly. That's the one thing about it's a weird situation where you'd rather play the Nets in Brooklyn than in your own home.
This would be very interesting in the playoffs.
If it still continues. And the thing that's scary, and I want to talk about it. So first of all, Kyrie closed out the game great. He took a while, got settled in. Once he caught his groove, though, he looked like he never missed a beat, which is very impressive. Now, COVID is running rampant right now. California, in many other states, this new COVID variant is, it's very deadly. It's, everyone's taking heavy precautions. So what's scary about that for Kyrie Irving is the fact that what if other states start doing what California and New York have already agreed to, which is you can't play unless you're vaccinated. So give it a situation. The Nets play the Warriors. They have to go into Golden State and they have to go into Brooklyn, and Kyrie Irving cannot play in either of those games because New York and California have the same rules. That's what's going to lose the Nets their games. Especially if they start getting used to life with Kyrie Irving and then have to learn to live without that.
Yeah.
It'll be hard for them to do that.
It'll definitely be a huge challenge to not have.
And not to mention other states possibly taking the same route that these two states have already done.
Yeah. I really think
games that he can play.
I really think that Kyrie will play a combined 82-game season, probably 20 games.
I see it getting worse with the regulations.
Yeah.
For Kyrie. Obviously these regulations I believe are needed, but for Kyrie Irving's situation it will not help him out.
No.
So it'll be interesting to see.
Oh, also, last thing about this game. It was also Lance Stevenson's debut in Indiana as well. And Lance Stevenson, he's a fun player to watch play, man. And I think that he's going to stay in Indiana. He came because of COVID.
It's his home, you know.
And, I think he's a great player. But
it was cool to see him have that.
He gives a lot of energy.
He does. 20 points in the 6 minutes of play to start out. That was
hit a buzzer beater. He's a fun player to watch, and he'll stay on the pace.
That was cool to see. Now, it was also Dirk Day.
Yeah.
The Warriors playing the Mavericks, and Dirk Nowitzki, however you want to pronounce it, had his big moment in Dallas. So we want to look back at the great career of Dirk, and I want to ask you, where does he rank amongst power forwards?
Yeah, he's not an all-time, like, besides power forwards. He's not close up there for me.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, Dirk is very talented. He's one of the greatest shooting big men of all time.
Yes, if not as an offensive talent.
Yeah, if not the greatest. But he does not play defense.
He doesn't play great defense.
He's very very unathletic. He's one of the slowest NBA players of all time.
For a guy who could shoot surprisingly well, he is a guy that also does not have too much athleticism.
Yeah, he has like no athleticism at all. I've seen him dunk like 5 times his whole career.
But I will give him credit. He still knows how to finish. There's a lot of aspects to his game, though, that need to be credited. But where do you put him looking at these other great power forwards? You got Kevin Garnett, Charles Barkley, Tim Duncan, Dennis Rodman. Where do you put him?
I put him at number 3.
Okay, so who's above him?
Above him is Tim Duncan, and my number 1 I have Karl Malone.
Wow, you don't even have Tim Duncan at 1?
No,
that might be the real debate.
This is the reason why. I actually think that Dirk would be number 2 over Tim Duncan if he played for the Spurs.
So that's what you're thinking.
Tim Duncan has 5 rings, and he played in a system by one of the greatest coaches of all time, and he's shown with NFL with Tom Brady. If Tom Brady leaves and Bill Belichick is able to win a lot more Super Bowls without him, it'll diminish Tom Brady's success.
Did you say Bill Belichick?
Bill Belichick. I'm saying Bill Belichick and Tom Brady.
Oh!
Yeah.
My mind's in right now.
Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. If Bill Belichick wins without Tom Brady, it'll make you realize, okay, Tom Brady doesn't deserve all the credit. Greg Popovich hasn't really won without Tim Duncan.
So that's to his credit.
Yeah, but if he's able to do that,
you think it hurts Duncan's name in the future? Okay.
I just think that the Spurs had a great team around him. Dirk did not have a great team at all, and that's why.
Well, that playoff run that he had, man.
Yeah, that was all him.
That was an amazing playoff run. For me, this is funny. For me, I have him at 3 as well. I have a different person at 2, and I have Tim Duncan at 1. You're gonna be surprised who I have at 2.
Charles Barkley.
Yeah, I have I have Charles Barkley at 2. Now
the 6'7", 6'6" power forward.
Now, okay, Charles Barkley, much more athletic, much more explosive than Dirk. He has no rings. Dirk has one. So I don't.
And the excuse is there because Charles Barkley had a better team than Dirk did.
And well, here's the thing though. But Charles Barkley also had to go against Michael in his prime. Yeah. You know.
Dirk beat the GOAT.
He slain the king. I know he did. But Charles Barkley was going against. It wasn't. Remember, it's not just Michael.
Yeah, they had a lot.
It's Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
And it comes with Scottie Pippen. And it comes with a lot of other Bulls legends on that team. You know. So I think Charles Barkley had to play against a tougher overall team. I believe. I truly do. You know, that Miami's Heat team, you could say, oh, but he had Dwayne Wade and he had Chris Bosh. Dwayne Wade was out of his prime.
Yeah, he wasn't as good as Scottie Pippen was.
Chris Bosh kind of settled into a role player style role. And then you had Mario Chalmers. You're going to tell me Mario Chalmers is out for... Come on. It's not Mario Chalmers. Not the Birdman. The Birdman, remember him back in Miami?
Chris Anderson.
Chris Anderson. Birdman wasn't doing nothing. So, that first. Then you compare the stats. Charles Barkley, 22.1 points per game. Dirk, 20.7. Charles Barkley, 11.7 rebounds per game. Despite being smaller, Dirk only 7.5 rebounds per game. Dirk had 2.4 assists per game. Charles had 3.9. Then to mention what Charles did defensively with steals and blocks.
Yeah.
I just think
Charles played a lot better defense than Dirk.
I think Charles just played a lot better overall now. He doesn't have the rings to back it up, but Charles Barkley has been seen a lot more as the donut guy.
Because he's fat now.
Because he's fat now and he's on the... We don't fat shame. We don't. But, you know, it's just how it is. And then on NBA TNT, they definitely joke about it a lot now. So that's how people see Charles Barkley, but they forget how he was back then.
Yeah, he's very talented.
Very talented. Very talented. So I have to put Charles Barkley there.
So Karl Malone's not in your...
Tim Duncan. Karl Malone is 4 for me.
Okay.
The mailman's still there. You know? He is.
Wait, ain't he's number 2 in NBA scoring?
Mm-hmm.
Karl Malone is.
Okay. He's high in NBA in total scoring, but I just see these guys, again, it's situational when you come with the all-times.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's very hard to discuss because a lot of them didn't play against each other.
Different time period, different opponents, different style of play. It's really hard to analyze. So for me, analyzing it, I have to put Tim Duncan at 1 because of those 5 rings. And so far, like you said, though, Popovich has improved, but he can win without guys like Duncan.
Yeah.
And Tim Duncan was a huge part of that Spurs team, not just offensively, but defensively as well. And the thing is the stats don't show so much for Duncan, like regular season wise, but when it came to playoff time, Duncan was on another level. I have to put Tim Duncan at number 1. But that'll conclude this episode of Heavily Contested. Now we will see you next week for the start of the NFL playoffs.
You're going to see the Raiders in there. You might see the Niners in there.
Might see the Niners. I'd say more likely than the Raiders, I will say.
Nah. But anyways, I appreciate you guys for watching the video. Again, Dro, I really feel like, I told him this last time.
No, that's on me, man. I should have reminded him. I'm so sorry.
You guys did not subscribe? They didn't like the video, Dro? I know we better not seen... Like, you've watched the video all the way through, and you didn't like it. That's literally like going to the bus station and not getting on the bus.
Just put it what you did. Just do it for the show.
Come on, man. Like the video, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Deuces.